Elena Cruz didn't believe in ghosts. She believed in long hours, caffeine, and the endless loop of blood pressure readings and chart updates. That was what nursing had become for her, a rhythm of exhaustion and quiet survival. So when she transferred to the night shift at Riverside Memorial Hospital, she thought she could handle the quiet. She liked it, even. The way the lights dimmed after midnight, the hum of the old air vents, the faint smell of disinfectant that clung to everything. But the longer she worked those nights, the more she realized hospitals don't really sleep. They wait. Her second week was when it started. At exactly 2:15 a.m., her pager buzzed with a message she didn't recognize. Ward C, code blue. Elena frowned. Ward C hadn't been mentioned in any report, any shift log, any emergency route. When she asked another nurse, they told her, Ward C doesn't exist anymore. The East Wing was closed after the fire. That fire had happened 8 years ago. A power surge had taken down the backup generators, and several patients on life support had died before help could reach them. The entire wing was sealed afterward. So, a glitch, she thought. Just an old system hiccup. She cleared the page, went back to her charting, and tried to forget it. But the next night, at the same time, buzz. Ward C, code blue. Same message, same minute. And then, one night, she swore she heard something behind the sealed double doors of the old East Corridor. A faint rhythm, like breathing. By the end of that week, Elena couldn't stop thinking about it. Every night, she'd walk past those heavy metal doors. And every night, she'd feel the same cold draft, the same pull in her chest. Finally, she gave in. At 2:14 a.m., she took a master keycard from the front desk. When the pager buzzed, she was already there, staring at the dark, frost-covered windows of Ward C. Her hand trembled as she swiped the card. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, click. The doors unlocked. The corridor smelled like burnt dust and antiseptic. The air was colder than anywhere else in the hospital. Lights flickered weakly to life, buzzing faintly with static. Elena stepped inside. Rows of beds lined the ward, and every single one was occupied. Each patient was perfectly still, pale, their faces hidden beneath white sheets except for their mouths, slightly open, chests rising in shallow, mechanical rhythm. Her breath caught. The machines around them were on, beeping, monitoring, but there were no cables plugged in. And then she saw her. At the far end of the ward stood another nurse. Her uniform was faded, yellowed with time. Her ID tag swung loosely from her chest, but the name was smudged beyond reading. When the nurse turned, Elena's heart nearly stopped. She was looking at her own face. "You're late," the other nurse said softly. They'd been waiting. Elena couldn't move. "Who are you?" she whispered. The other woman smiled faintly. "The one who didn't come. The one who ignored the page." Elena shook her head. "That wasn't me. I wasn't even here when it happened." The nurse stepped closer. Her eyes were hollow. Her skin, faintly charred. "You were supposed to be. You were on the roster that night. You called in sick." Elena froze. She remembered. 8 years ago, she had been assigned to Riverside. She'd gotten the flu the day before orientation. She'd stayed home while another nurse took her place. She never learned that nurse's name. The lights dimmed. The heart monitors began to beat faster, dozens of them, in unison, growing louder. Elena turned to run, but the door slammed shut. The sheets on the beds began to move. The patients beneath them sat up slowly, their burned faces glistening in the dim light. Their lips moved together, whispering the same words. "Code blue, code blue." The other nurse smiled sadly. "They called for you, and you never answered." Hands reached out from every bed, cold and blackened, clutching her arms, her throat, her legs. The machine screamed as the lights went out completely. Elena's last breath came out in a choked whisper. "I'm sorry." When the morning staff arrived, the corridor was locked again, sealed from the inside. Elena's ID badge lay outside on the floor, still flashing with a new message. "Ward C, code blue, 2:15 a.m. And if you pass that hallway late at night, you'll sometimes hear the faint beep of a heart monitor echoing through the walls, and a woman's voice, soft and steady, saying, 'This time.' I answered.